At the heart of Europe lies a land of wonder, where rivers carve their way through valleys, and forests whisper with ancient secrets. Here, golden fields sway with the rhythm of the wind, and lakes mirror the sky like timeless jewels. Germany's story begins not only in its castles and cities, but in the pulse of its landscapes, wild, eternal, and alive. Here, the German Alps rise like guardians of stone, their snow-capped peaks whispering to the clouds. Beneath them, turquoise lakes shimmer in silence, cradled by mountains older than empires. Valleys stretch wide, painted in green and gold, where villages rest like jewels upon the land. And from the hillsides, a castle emerges, as if born from a dream, watching over the valleys below. It is a land where majesty and mystery meet, where every mountain, every river is part of a story written by time itself. The Alps rise in crimson peaks, glowing in the evening light. Lakes shimmer like mirrors of the sky, and valleys glow in twilight silence. Here, earth and heaven meet, in a beauty that feels timeless. In the quiet heart of the countryside, a lone church rises among fields and fading light. Its steeple points heavenward, a witness to centuries of prayer and harvest. Here, faith and landscape meet, and the rhythm of life feels unbroken, gentle, eternal, like the turning of the seasons. In the heart of North Rhine-Westphalia lies a town frozen in time, Freudenberg, a living painting of half-timbered houses lined up in perfect harmony. Black beams and white walls tell stories from the 17th century, when the town was rebuilt after fire. From above, it appears like a quilt of history, stitched together with timber and stone. Every roof, every alley, whispers the resilience of a community, a place where Germany's medieval charm still breathes, in the quiet rhythm of daily life. Here, in the heart of Hamburg, the Speicherstadt rises in red brick and iron, Once the beating heart of trade, spices, tea, and carpets passed through these walls. Treasures from distant seas. Bridges link the warehouses like threads in a tapestry, each arch and cobblestone whispering of merchants, sailors, and the restless tides of the Elbe. Today, the old district lives on, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, where history and modern life walk side by side. Hamburg, by night, glows in red brick and steel. The Chilla House rises like the prow of a ship, a masterpiece of expressionist design, built from millions of hand-laid bricks in the 1920s. It points boldly into the future, yet stands firmly anchored in the city's trading past. Just beyond, the Speicherstadt whispers its own story, a kingdom of warehouses and bridges, where Gothic towers and iron arches frame the glow of modern life. A lone path winds its way through the heart of winter, its tracks cutting through a world wrapped in white. The forest stands still, each tree cloaked in snow, like guardians of a frozen kingdom. Here, silence is not empty. It is alive with whispers of the wind, the crunch of ice beneath steel wheels, the soft breath of nature at rest. In this vast white wilderness, the journey is more than a passage through land. It is a passage through time itself, where the present feels ancient and every moment lingers like eternity. Lone church rises from the meadow. This is St. Coloman's, a place of quiet devotion, named after an Irish pilgrim who walked this land 1,000 years ago. In winter, it stands like a sentinel of faith, its white walls glowing against the snow, its onion dome pointing toward the heavens. Here, the mountains embrace the sacred, and silence becomes a hymn. It is not just a church, but a vision of peace, where time slows and the soul remembers eternity. In summer, it rests like a jewel in the meadow, its white walls gleaming in the sunlight, its tower pointing toward endless skies. Here, the mountains cradle the sacred, and the breeze carries a prayer of peace. Hidden in the quiet folds of Germany's forests, a stream flows gently over stone and moss, its waters carrying centuries of silence. An old stone bridge rises above it, arched and weathered, like a memory of those who once walked these paths. It binds the present to the past, a simple crossing that has watched the forest change and endure. Around it, the trees lean close, their leaves scattering sunlight across the rippling water, Every rock, every shadow, every shimmer on the surface is a reminder that nature speaks most clearly in whispers. Here, time slows to the rhythm of flowing water, and the forest becomes a sanctuary, a place where the heart grows quiet and the soul remembers peace. Rising from a quiet lake stands Glücksburg Castle, a Renaissance jewel of white stone and reflection, where dukes and kings once walked, and history still lingers in the water's mirror. By the quiet bends of the Moselle rests the castle of the Lyen. Unlike the fortresses that rise high among the vineyards, this is a Wasserburg, a water castle, built directly on the river's edge. Its white towers and Renaissance walls speak not of war, but of elegance and nobility. For centuries, the Lyen family called it home, watching the river carry merchants and pilgrims past their gates. Today, the castle mirrors itself in the Moselle's flow, a vision of grace upon the water, a reminder that not all castles were built for battle. Some were built for beauty. High above the Moselle, where vineyards climb the slopes, stands Burg Thorant. Built in the 12th century, this fortress once echoed with the clash of rival bishops and knights, its twin towers claimed by Cologne and Trier alike. Unlike the graceful castles on the water, Burg Thorant was born for defense. Its stone walls watched over traders, guarded the valley and commanded the river below. Today, the vineyards soften its silhouette, but its towers still rise as guardians of the Moselle, a reminder of an age when power was measured in stone, and the river carried both wine and war. Where the Elbe River meets the sea, lies Hamburg Harbour, wrapped in winter's stillness. A city of trade and tides, now softened by snow, its waters whispering stories of ships and journeys past. Here, the rhythm of commerce slows, and the harbor becomes a quiet canvas, painted in white. Through the heart of Germany flows the Rhine, a river of legend and lifeblood, winding between steep vineyards and ancient hills. For centuries, castles have watched from the cliffs above, while villages nestled along its banks grew rich from trade in wine. Here, myth and history flow together. The songs of the Lorelei, the journeys of kings, the work of generations of winemakers. The Rhine is more than a river. It is a valley of stories, a living thread that ties Germany's past to its present and carries its spirit onward to the sea. Rising out of Saxony's autumn forests, the Göltzsch Viaduct stretches across the valley. Built in the mid-19th century, it remains the largest brick bridge in the world, over 26 million handmade bricks holding up this giant of the railways. More than an engineering feat, it is a monument of resilience, a place where human ambition met nature's vastness and left behind an arching pathway of stone and air. Even today, trains roll across its heights, linking past and present, over a bridge that has outlasted empires and endures as a triumph in brick. In spring, Germany awakens in blossoms of white and pink. Pear and apple trees cover the meadows in gentle light, while cherry blossoms crown the orchards with fleeting beauty. These petals are more than a season's gift. They carry the promise of fruit and wine to come, a quiet reminder that every harvest begins with a blossom. At the heart of Germany stands Berlin, a city where history and modern life meet. The Brandenburg Gate rises as a symbol of unity, once a witness to division, now an emblem of freedom. Streets stretch wide beneath its shadow, where echoes of the past walk side by side with the rhythm of today. Berlin is more than a capital. It is a canvas of resilience, memory, and renewal. A city that carries the weight of history and the promise of tomorrow. Between Berlin's streets and rooftops, the trains roll steadily on. They are the lifelines of the city, weaving east and west, past and present, from quiet neighborhoods to the beating heart of Alexanderplatz. Above it all, the Fernsehturm watches, a tower of steel and glass, witnessing the constant motion below. Here, Berlin is alive in movement, a city carried forward by its rails, where history rides alongside the everyday. The Victory Column rises, crowned with the golden goddess of victory. Once built to celebrate triumphs of war, today it shines as a symbol of resilience and unity. From rooftops and monuments alike, gilded figures gaze over the capital, watching a city that has been torn, rebuilt, and reborn. Berlin is a city of gold and stone, its monuments carrying the weight of history, while its spirit reaches always toward the light. In Berlin stands the Reichstag, a building that has witnessed empire, war, division, and reunification. Its walls carry the scars of history, from the fires of the 1930s to the Cold War that split a nation. Today, beneath the German flag, it is home to the Bundestag, a living symbol of democracy reborn. Here, past and present meet, in a house where the people's voice now rises stronger than stone. Beside the River Spree, glass and steel rise where once only stone stood. The Paul Lobe House represents a new chapter for Germany's democracy. Its open halls and transparent design symbolizing accountability and progress. Bridges link it with the Reichstag across the water, connecting past and present in a government quarter where history's weight meets the clarity of modern vision. In the heart of Berlin, where the great avenues meet at the Victory Column, the people gather. Here, beneath the golden goddess of victory, crowds have long raised their voices, sometimes in anger, sometimes in hope, always in demand for change. Berlin has carried many such moments. In the 20th century, it was here that voices defied division, where the call for freedom grew louder than walls of stone. And in the decades since, Tiergarten has remained a stage of democracy, a place where citizens remind the powerful that history belongs to the people. Every chant, every banner, every march across these tree-lined boulevards adds another layer to Berlin's story. A story not only of monuments and leaders, but of voices that rise together. Voices that echo through the city, carrying forward the truth that democracy is not silent, but alive here in the streets of Berlin. Rising above the Rhine, the twin spires of Cologne Cathedral dominate the skyline. 7 centuries of devotion and craftsmanship built this masterpiece of Gothic art, a church not only of stone and glass, but of faith carried through generations. Its towers once guided pilgrims on the road to Aachen. Today, they welcome millions who come to stand in awe of its scale and to feel the weight of history in its shadow. The cathedral is more than Cologne's heart. It is a monument to endurance, a symbol that has survived wars, fire, and time itself, to remain still a beacon above the river. Rising from a quiet lake stands Glücksburg Castle, a Renaissance jewel of white stone and reflection, where dukes and kings once walked, and history still lingers in the water's mirror. In the heart of Munich stretches the Nymphenburg Palace, a masterpiece of Baroque elegance. Built in the 17th century as a summer residence for Bavarian kings, its grand hall and sweeping gardens were designed to mirror power, beauty, and harmony with nature. From the fountains and canals that reflect its walls, to the long avenues of trees stretching into the horizon, Nymphenburg is more than a palace. It is a vision of Bavaria's royal past. Here, where courtiers once strolled and emperors once planned, today visitors walk in the footsteps of history, surrounded by a palace that remains as radiant as the city it calls home. On the banks of the Weser lies Bremen, one of Germany's great Hanseatic cities. For centuries, its merchants sailed from here, carrying goods, ideas, and stories across the seas. The old town still bears the marks of this golden age. Red brick gables, proud churches, and the town hall crowned by Roland, a symbol of civic freedom. But Bremen is also a city of the river, where bridges and ships tie its people to the water. Here, history and trade live side by side, in a city that has always looked outward to the world. Where the Weser bends, Bremen rises, a city shaped by water and by trade. Bridges stretch across the river like lifelines, linking the harbor to the heart of the old town. From above, church spires and market squares tell the story of a city that has always balanced commerce with culture and openness with strength. Bremen endures, a Hanseatic city that still looks outward, its spirit carried by the river to the sea. When daylight fades, Bremen transforms. Streets once filled with the bustle of trade fall quiet, and the city's lights take over, glowing against the deepening sky. From the marketplace to the riverfront, history stands illuminated, cathedrals, bridges, and warehouses echoing centuries of commerce and culture. The Weser flows steady beneath the night, a dark mirror carrying the city's reflection, reminding us that Bremen has always been a place between land and water, between silence and song, between past and present. In the heart of the Black Forest lies a mirror of stillness, a quiet lake cradled by endless pines and guarded by ancient cliffs. Here, time slows, the air thick with whispers of legends and the eternal calm of nature's embrace. Winding paths cut gently through the rolling green hills, where meadows meet forests and silence lingers in the breeze. These timeless trails of Germany carry stories of wandering travelers, shepherds, and quiet villages, each turn revealing the country's serene, untouched heart. Rising dramatically from the cliffs of the Swabian Alps stands Lichtenstein Castle. Built in the 19th century, It was inspired by medieval tales and the romance of old chivalry. Though not ancient, its neo-Gothic towers whisper of knights and legends, blending history with imagination. Today, it overlooks the valleys below, a dream turned to stone, suspended between past and fantasy. Rising above the Elbe River, the Bastei Rock Formations stand as one of Germany's most dramatic natural wonders. These sandstone towers, shaped over millions of years by the relentless forces of wind and water, form the heart of Saxon Switzerland National Park. The Bastei Bridge, first built of wood in the 19th century and later in stone, now connects these towering cliffs, as if nature and human hands work together to frame the landscape. Travelers once came here seeking inspiration, and even today, poets, painters, and wanderers find themselves humbled by the scale of stone and sky. It is a place where geology speaks, and where silence itself feels ancient. Frankfurt, the beating heart of modern Germany. From its soaring glass skyscrapers that pierce the skyline to the timeless charm of Römer Square below, this city is where tradition and progress walk side by side, known as Europe's financial powerhouse. Frankfurt is also a hub of art, culture, and history. Along the banks of the main river, old churches and medieval facades whisper of centuries past, while just beyond, the headquarters of global banks signal the future. It is a city of contrasts, where Gothic spires rise beside steel towers, and quiet cobblestone streets open into bustling plazas. Frankfurt is more than an economic capital. It is a bridge between eras, between old Europe and the world of tomorrow. Stretching out like veins of steel, Frankfurt's vast rail network connects Germany to the rest of Europe. Here, at one of the busiest hubs on the continent, trains arrive and depart in a rhythm that never sleeps, carrying with them the lifeblood of commerce, culture, and connection. In the quiet of winter, the valley lies wrapped in a veil of frost. A lake stretches like a dark mirror, catching fragments of light between the trees. The forest, silent and timeless, stands as if guarding secrets older than memory. Every breath of mist, every shadow on the water, speaks of a stillness where nature rules alone. Here, in this frozen hush, the world feels untouched. In Berlin's Charlottenburg district rises the magnificent Charlottenburg Palace, the largest royal residence in the city. Built at the end of the 17th century for Queen Sophie Charlotte, it was crafted as a Baroque masterpiece, later expanded with graceful Rococo and neoclassical touches. Through its grand halls walked Prussian kings and queens, shaping the destiny of a nation. Today, its golden dome and sweeping gardens stand as a bridge between Berlin's regal past and its vibrant present, a timeless reminder of how power, beauty, and history intertwine. Germany's heartland is dotted with medieval towns, towering castles. Each stone carries centuries of history, from bustling marketplaces to Gothic spires that once watched over rivers and trade routes. These timeless streets remind us how the old and new live side by side, where heritage breathes within every corner. Germany's countryside stretches out in golden fields, a patchwork of farmland shaped by centuries of care. Here, the rhythms of planting and harvest remain the heartbeat of rural life. Amid these vast plains, lookout towers rise above the treetops, offering sweeping views of the land, where tradition and progress walk hand in hand. It is a landscape both simple and timeless, carrying whispers of history in every furrow of soil. As the sun sinks behind Germany's forests, a golden glow filters through the trees, turning the woods into a cathedral of light. Yet these same forests also tell a story of change, where trees have been felled and the land reshaped by human hands. Still, nature finds its way to endure. By evening, the still lakes mirror the sky above, a canvas of fire, violet, and deepening blue. The water holds every reflection, every fleeting color of the horizon, as if preserving the day's final whispers. Here, silence is not emptiness, but a reminder of the timeless balance between man, forest, and sky. In the quiet villages of northern Germany, time seems to linger in the walls of these homes. The thatched roofs, crafted from straw, are not just shelter. They are a tradition, passed down through generations. Designed to withstand the wind and weather, these rustic rooftops blend seamlessly with the landscape, as though they were grown from the earth itself. Their charm lies in their simplicity. Each cottage a reminder of a way of life where craftsmanship, nature, and home were bound together.
I know that you are having a hard time right now. That everything seems to crumble around you. I know that you feel all alone in this world, but you have to put your trust into us, and we will help you through, 'cause we only want what's best for you. I know that you are having trouble believing right now that everything is gonna be alright. I know that you feel all alone in this world, but you have to put your trust into us, and we will help you through, 'cause we only want what is best for you. I know that you feel all alone in this world, but you have to put your trust into us, and we will help you through, 'cause we only want what's best for you.